So I've come full circle and I'm back to where I started in a way. Last year I felt the need for an art journal style book again. So I made this one and I added the title tile from the older one. So this is essentially Fragments 4, but I've used the old tile. I plan for this one to be an ongoing long-term journal that I have around my studio. I made it with some blank pages and also some jelly printed pages. That one there. In each signature, I've added some things out of an old ornaments clip art book. I'm trying out little pieces of doodling that I like the look of. Mandalas. I've added some thicker pieces of the mixed media paper that I like to use. I've included some colouring book pages, which I thought of being a jumping off point for some sketching or doodling, but also if I feel like I'm doing a little bit of colouring in. It wasn't until recently that it came to me what this journal will actually be for, apart from the idea of fragments. At the moment it doesn't really have a lot in it. But it's a place where I can do things that aren't part of my usual art practice or even my style, but I find them interesting and want to give them a try. I guess one way to put it is it's a place where I can play, try different materials, try different ways of doodling, mandalas, quick scrappy collages, quick backgrounds using leftover paint, which, for instance, this one was done with leftover paint, and I've come up with this really exciting colour combination to me that I normally wouldn't have used, but I'm really enjoying looking at that. And the choice to include some thicker mixed media paper has revealed itself to be an excellent decision, because I can also do some intuitive watercolour, and there's one there. It's a place where I might find some marks that I love doing, and that's why I've included the bits of pattern and doodling to practice. That's some of my usual stuff, my black line work, practicing doodling. There's just some scrapings from my leftover palette. So as I said, it's a place where I might find some interesting doodling or marks or ideas that I can incorporate into my other art. But to me, that's a bonus, not the objective of this book. When I was trying to categorize this journal for filming, I realized a couple of things. The first is that although my intention is to let this journal become really chaotic and junky, it's in my nature to be neat and ordered, and being messy and spontaneous and pushing out of that rut has always been something I need to work on. I'm already seeing some order and structure to this journal. For instance, each signature is loosely based around a colour theme, but that might change as I move on. The first signature is pretty much mostly blues. Second signature has a lot of these tans and oranges, except for when there's another colour on the back of a jelly print. Little bit of collage there. The other thing I'm finding is that in some ways I'm still noticing that little bit of fear of doing things in it in case I mess it up. But I'm definitely getting better at pushing through that. Now it's definitely better than in previous times when I've had one of these kinds of journals. I thought if you're watching this and can relate to what I'm saying, my best advice is to practice being messy. If you don't want to do it in a book, like I'm doing it here, do it on scraps of paper. If you have some painted paper, all the better, so you're not staring at a blank surface. Like jelly printed pages are wonderful for that, getting rid of that white page paralysis. And then just practice making marks, and that's what I've sort of started doing here. You know, I just added a little bit of collage, sprayed some paint on, doing a little bit of practice doodling. When it comes down to it, anything you do on the pages can always be covered up. So just have fun, just have a play. Anyway, that's it for part 9. We're almost to the end of my current creative journaling series. Stay tuned for part 10 next week, where I'm going to give an honourable mention to and a show and tell of the other types of books I create. The types of books that usually have a theme and they have a storybook feel to them. So in a way they still are a type of creative journal, but they're a lot more structured. So until next time, thanks for watching and bye for now.